Welcome to the Tiger Interview Series.
Hi everyone, this is Spiker Helms, and in this episode, Aaron Jaworski will be talking with Kyle Duncan, who is our Charlotte, North Carolina director. They're going to be talking about player development. They're going to talk about coaching philosophy, why Kyle got in with the Tigers, and also talking about growth patterns. Enjoy this episode.
So hi everybody. Welcome to another interview series with the Rawlings Tigers. My name is Aaron Jaworski. I'm the president and founder of the Rawlings Tigers organization. We're based here out of St. Louis, Missouri, and we have a great guest today. It's Kyle Duncan. He is our Charlotte, North Carolina director. Kyle, how you doing?
Hey, good, Aaron. Thanks for having me.
Good. Just real quick, my background, I'm the president and founder of the Rawlings Tigers baseball softball club, and this is year number 13 for us, so we're real excited about our direction and where we're heading as a group. My background, real quick, is I played ball at Mizzou collegiately, and then 4 years in the minor leagues with the Twins and the Yankees. So I'm passionate about the game and furthering the game and trying to connect the right people that fit our brand and our culture. And Kyle's been a wonderful part of that since he came on. With big things ahead. So, Kyle, thanks for being here again. We really appreciate the time. Can you start off by just maybe telling us about your background and our listeners on that, and just more about yourself, and we'll get into this.
Yeah, of course. So I'm originally from Dallas-Fort Worth area, Colleyville, Texas. Played three and a half years on varsity there. Ended up going junior college baseball. Went to Hillsboro. Ended up, after my first start, had Tommy John. Was one of those guys. Super skinny, threw really hard. And the elbow couldn't hack it, but ended up rehabbing with the Rangers a little bit. Came back as a walk-on to Oklahoma State. Had a fun little ride there. Coach Anderson, that ended up was being his last year there. So that kind of shuffled me through the ranks of college baseball for a little bit.
Yeah.
Dropped me to NAIA, but wouldn't have changed it for the world. Went to 2 College World Series.
And what did you say about the pitching you did there? You said, wasn't it back-to-back seasons?
I don't know if it's true or not. I was told back, I guess it was 4 or 5 years ago, I was the first, I'll just say the first now, to throw back-to-back complete regional championship games and win both of them.
Okay.
I'm sure that's not true. Someone has to at least tied that now. I know there's some studs that go through NAIA ranks down there. So
Yeah. What was it like for you playing at 3 different levels like that? JUCO, D1, NAIA, and
I actually loved it. Seeing the different levels of baseball. I mean, JUCO was, everyone's prepared to stay there for their year, get drafted. It's just a bunch of dogs in one fight.
Yeah.
D1 was a little different animal, because most of the guys there, you have to be there for 3 years. So, it's a different approach. It's more of a long-term gain approach, as far as your strength and training and all that. And NAIA was kind of a hodgepodge of both. You're getting some guys that were, 25 years old that are technically freshmen. Back then. So, you're getting some guys that are there for a year or two, doing the quick training, and other guys, you're there for 4 or 5 years. So
outstanding. You kind of pull from different areas. And have you seen the new stadium Oklahoma State's putting up? I think they opened this year. I saw a video.
They were talking about that for when I was there. What was that, friggin' 8 years ago?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad it's finally coming through. I'll have to go back and check it out.
Yeah, look it out online. It is unreal, that stadium. So they did a killer job on it. And
awesome. Yeah, I knew they were doing a whole sports park.
Yeah, they got the facility tied in. It's neat to see the college baseball scene keep transforming and becoming more and more popular with facilities and I think slowly becoming a revenue sport for a lot of the bigger schools. I kind of want to jump right in here with Charlotte. So I know we've talked a lot since the launch and stuff, but I kind of want to give some insight to our listeners because you started with us. It was about a year ago you came on board, and then maybe a few months into it, and then you were going to launch it, last summer and fall here for basically this spring and summer. And so basically it's year one, and you have 13 teams out of the gate. And this was not a conversion where a club just flipped to another club or flipped to our organization. You actually built that from scratch. And it's awesome. Like, that's a great start for the first year. We're thoroughly impressed and excited about that in the future. So if you want to dive in a little more on that and into how that all came about so quickly for you.
Yeah, thanks. We're excited too. I guess it was August last year. I think when we first put the word out here in Charlotte, and we were expecting one team to come over with one of my I would say my partner. He had one team guaranteed, and that's all we were going to count on. Just here we're going to start in the fall.
Is that JJ? Is that JJ, your partner, JJ Johnson?
Yeah,
okay.
Correct.
All right.
Yep. Yeah,
All right.
and
Good baseball guy.
Yeah, JJ was just going to run with it in the fall. Hopefully go out and win some tournaments and just get the name out there. And next thing we know, because of JJ, just his name and who he knows, all of a sudden we had 120 kids at one tryout, and
wow.
that one guaranteed team in the fall turned into 4.
And that was for one age group. You had that many kids?
No, so we actually did an all age group, 13 and up.
Okay.
Yeah, so we we did a 13 and up, and it wasn't quite 100, but for expecting 12 and 80. Yeah.
Yeah. What was your draw to the Tigers, like when you reached out to us on it? Like what was that about?
I was fully in for just the philosophy, how it was everything was development first. That's not something I've seen around, even it's all about wins first and stats. And seeing the model that you guys had out there, I think I saw it and I sent you an email that night. I was ready to go.
Yeah, no, I know we moved quick on it, which was great, and very happy, that we did. So year one, you guys are off and running here, and you're kind of becoming an established club here quickly. What's your goal or vision as you progress and transition into the next step in your organization there in Charlotte?
Yeah, we want to have as many teams as we could possibly have. We got a great guys in place and are adding great coaches almost weekly now. Ideally, 5-6 years down the road, I want a Rawlings Tigers Charlotte complex with 4 to 6 fields, and we have our own practice facility, own fields. We do already have a great partner with DBAT and Indian Trail here that lets our teams work out.
Can you talk about the DBAT a little more? I'm sorry, just because I forgot to mention at the beginning that you're also the general manager at a DBAT facility there in Charlotte, and just talk about that.
Yeah, of course. So our cages here are DBAT. We're one of the only, if not the only, batting cages in Charlotte that actually have real baseball and softball pitching machines.
Okay.
So we have a huge draw of youth players that come in daily just to use the machines. But they've been able to partner with us here with Rawlings and allow our kids Rawlings VIP access to get some extra reps in as they need it, only throughout the season. So it doesn't take away from, so we're not, obviously we don't want to take away from our normal customers.
Mm-hmm.
But for being a part of the squad, we also want to give you some extra reps and make sure you're always getting your work in.
Yeah, it's just you see it. We talk about all the time, but just kids develop at different stages, and you just don't know when a player is going to take off. And those, I think it's so important those younger ages because you are so much into the player development side, Kyle, which is why it's a perfect fit with us. But at the younger ages, I'm a big believer in they got to have fun. They're not fun, they're not going to keep playing the game. Keep them fun, keep them engaged in baseball. As they get older, then it becomes a little more technical. And as they get in those high school years, then they need to get out there and be seen. So I think there's three components of that, and I just think it's important because kids, we see it all the time. They might be on a second or third roster at 1 year, and then 2 years later they might be the top kid in that class in that city. And if you focus on player development, focus on your families, keeping everything lined out in the admin side, and that's when the program really takes off in the different cities. So I mean, sure, you see it too with your player development model. Can you talk more about that, and how is that orchestrated?
Yeah, I mean, we really strive to, kind of like you said, we really want our younger groups, our nines to 12s to even the 13s, because that's a big step for baseball these days. For some of these kids, it's their first time ever on a big field. But for those age groups, we really want to focus on fundamentals. Really teaching the game. I mean, you start young. It's it's easier to as they for them to learn more as they get to more and more coaches. So we really want to build that foundation, but make sure it's a fun process. So as they get to our 14U program, our 15U program, the high school program, that's when they can really dial it in and focus on what their goals are for their next steps. Do I want to make the high school team? Do I want to go play in college? What level of college do I want at? But that's all going to start at that 8U, 9U level, with the fun and with the solid base.
So you just said an interesting point. Are you compartmentalizing each age group? So you said you have a 13U program, a 14U program, a 15U program. Is that how you have set the structure there? Can you elaborate more on that?
Yeah, currently right now, I do let each of my coaches run their own program as if it was their own. I truly trust each of the coaches I have in place to develop the age group that they are at. So yeah, currently that's what we do. We do have a standard set high school program that RJ and myself have built.
Yeah. And that's how we are at high school. We change it where, we run in St. Louis here. We run that as a staff, but leading up to high school, each team is training with us, but that team will stay together for the most part. There's some movement, every year on that, but it's just interesting because the model is a little bit fluid in that regard, and I know you're just a real big player development guy, so that caught my attention when you said that. How do you get your messages, from you at the top, like just down to your coaches, right? So you have 13 coaches underneath you, all working, and you got them pulling the rope the same direction. How do you connect them all with what the outcome, the culture, the development side that you want?
I mean, in all fairness, it's really everyone that I've hired as a coach, we've had several conversations and meetings prior, and I already knew that these guys were on the same page that I was. So in that regard, it kind of makes it, I don't want to say easy, but pretty seamless from me to them, because we were all already pulling on the same rope.
Gotcha.
I know at some point it's not going to be like that, but we do stay in pretty solid contact. Current with all the COVID stuff, we can't really meet in person, so there's the nice email threads, and using the app, just so we can stay stay in touch and, all on the same page. But
do you guys share a lot of information, like training items or articles, resources? Are you guys kind of moving stuff back and forth a lot, and that kind of that round table, baseball discussion?
yeah, it's we're fortunate enough that most of the coaches are also in the cages as well. So, they're all kind of interacting as well.
Yep.
Throughout each day. So I would say, yeah, I mean, that's 100% going on. And then, of course, everything great that you guys send me, of course, I forward that right on because, they all need to see that.
There you go. We appreciate it. What about, so I'm going to kind of change gears on this. What about the future? Like, what are your goals for the future with the organization there? I know in a previous conversation you had mentioned a complex, which that's a big picture idea. What are your thoughts on that? I know, like I said, you're tied into DBAT. You got your Rawlings organization going, the Tigers, and then talk about a complex.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I think everyone for the massive goal. So of course, my massive, give us our own place to have our own fields and have our own workouts. We can host tournaments, do all that kind of stuff. Heck, let's bring in the national Rawlings tournament. We can all play each other from each city. But obviously the complex would be huge. That's definitely long term.
Is it needed there?
Short term, we have currently just added softball. So yeah, so we now have a 14U and a 12U. So we're willing to expand. I mean, we want every team here to be wearing orange and black, and we want them to be taught the game the right way, baseball and softball now. And we want to turn Charlotte from Carolina blue to Rawlings orange.
That's a good color. What about, so my background I'm curious about it because I like to build things. I'm a process guy, day-to-day operations. How has that been with you in coordinating the teams? I know you reflected on that earlier in this talk already with one of your coaches helps with that, but do you have all the teams set their own schedules and tournaments? Do you play a hand in that? There's team budgets and uniforms and insurance and the training side, team communication. Because I don't know, I enjoy that part of it, and I have a good support staff here that helps. But I think that's something that has set the Tiger program apart as well.
Right, and I'm very similar to you as well. I have a ops background, the marketing side of things. So I truly enjoy that side of it. I have a small hand, I would say, in a tournament side of things. RJ truly handles that. He does all the research and all that stuff anyway, so he knows more of the tournaments more than I do. So yeah, I would just say I'm very, very similar to you. I enjoy all that stuff, but without the support staff of how fast we've grown, we would not be as organized.
Yeah, I think that's all coming fast for you too, based on what you've been able to do in these first 12 months. So it's been fun to watch from over here. Anything else you want to share with us, Kyle, at all? Or, I mean, kind of just wrapping up here, we really appreciate the time. Is there anything else you want to?
I just want to, thank you guys for giving us the opportunity out here. And, I knew there was a need for it, but, I never knew it would be like this. And, we're very excited to see what fall 2021 has.
Yeah. You guys have you started there right now? Are you guys off and playing, I assume, or?
So yeah, all of our teams are actually on the field.
Okay.
Once the monsoons that we've had the last 2 weeks go through, they'll be able to get back. But thankfully we didn't get snow like you guys did out southwest area.
Yeah. But yeah. We appreciate it, man. We really do, Kyle. So we'll kind of wrap up there and close out the interview here for today. We appreciate your time, and we thank you for everything you're doing for the Rawlings Tigers and our families in Charlotte. So.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
See ya.